Okay, and we're back. I don't know exactly what happened. This happened on my last stream too. It just like glitched out about like an hour or so in and then restarted. I think it has something to do with like my internet connection or something, because like where we live, we're only allowed to like select one provider. Can't really like shop for like a better service. And the one provider we're allowed to pick here, they suck. So basically what I kind of have to do is have to pick a day where I can go and get an Ethernet cable and hardline my computer. That might solve my problem. But I need like a crazy long Ethernet cable because the modem is in the next room. It's just like one of those things that I don't even like think about needing to do until the problem is happening. And I'm like, ugh, I know how to fix this, but unless it's staring me in the face, I'm just like, oh, I don't have a problem. That's little things. Or I paint the entire chair and then find out that I don't like those colors. In here, but you're unable to see. My camera. Oh, my fault. I'm just a stupid streamer. I forgot to take it out of studio mode. Oh my gosh. No, it was totally me. Yeah, no, it glitched out because of the internet connection, and I had it in studio mode to fix it, and then I forgot to put it back. Just an idiot. I mean, I had it literally sitting right in front of me. It was just a button I forgot to push. It's pretty dumb. It's like something you do. Well, at least we're on common ground with being goofy like that, I guess. But so you were saying that you hadn't made like a ton of progress on your witch painting and just like work and other stuff keeping you too busy, or haven't felt like sitting down to paint? Another no, oh, okay. New project, gotcha. Be working on next after the purple witch. Oh, okay. The dress is taking you a long time. So progress is not noticeable. Oh yeah, I totally feel that. What was it that I was working on? It was the moon. When I was working on the moon with the bat cat, it just felt like I was painting on the moon and just like kept dragging on. And then once I got to where I was happy with it, like it just all happened so quick after. I gotcha. Some paintings are just like that, especially if you're somebody that works with detail. And you're back to cool. How big is this one? This one's an 8x10, as per the request of the commission. Oh, your dad had to talk to you. Gotcha. All good. Parents got a parent, you know? Talking about it. You just wanted to at somebody, just for the heck of it. Right back at you. It's an at war. Plans used against you. But yeah, this one's an 8x10. It's not super big. Especially for the tiny details that are going to be in here. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to be huge challenge, but it's not going to be easy either. Flirty Mango is definitely getting their money's worth as far as painting skill goes. I don't know that it would be the hardest thing I've painted, though. What would be the hardest thing I've painted? I don't know. Actually, I do know. The painting I did for my dad. Because I had never painted anything that was like reflective material. I did it on a 10x10. I had to like teach myself chrome and glass and like light refraction and stuff because I painted a vintage truck, the glass headlight. The fact that I can fit 2 people in the 8x10 is amazing. Oh. Well, we'll see how amazing I am when I get to their faces. Yes, I am talking about the car one. And it did finally make it to my dad, and I got to, you know, talk to him and make sure it made it to his place in the mail. He was really happy with it. Yeah, that one's probably the hardest that I've painted because I had to like just teach myself how to do chrome and glass and stuff, which I hadn't done before. And not that you can tell, I had never done it before just by looking at it, but like the paintings that are a bit frustrating, but in the end, yes, definitely. Why so serious? I'm being overly serious? Am I? I might just be concentrating because I'm painting very small details on a chair. Yeah, I'm just kind of focused. I'm trying to keep the conversation going, but I'm also concentrating. He doesn't like your style though. I mean, okay, so when it comes to realistic stuff, I 100% support like using reference photos and even a certain amount of tracing. Like that's basically what I do. I get reference photos, I use digital software to collage them together, and then I use that collage and I basically trace what I want. But like everything that's put together and the way it's painted and arranged, that's all 100% original. And I'm not using like an entire reference photo. I'm just using bits and pieces together. And when I can, I prefer to take my own photos, but not always an option. Especially whenever you want to, do something really exotic, like an animal from a far off wilderness or something. Kind of hard to just say, oh, I'm gonna go and take a picture of a lynx today, the Siberian lynx. I need a picture of that. Could just find one from a ethical photo reference resource. Wild reference, one I haven't crossed on my own yet. I don't remember that. Oh, it's the wrong one. Wildreferencephotos.com. Okay. Half the time I end up forgetting where I got like my most recent ones from, so I have to like go on a little like fact checking internet trip and like find a new one or like backtrack or something. Where did I get that photo from? Separate it. Yeah. And like I could just be like, yeah, I'll bookmark it so I don't lose it, and then like I forget that I bookmarked it and I just like never go back. Process just starts anew. Sometimes I get lucky and I'll see like some like social media post that will remind me like, oh, that's that site that I was using. like an art talk or something. Do I like scary movies? I love scary movies. I've been watching scary movies since I was 4, I think. My first scary movie was like really cheesy, but it was early 2000s, so everything was kind of cheesy. But the remake of House on Haunted Hill. That was the first scary movie I watched. At least that I can remember anyway. Which like the older black and white version kind of has its own like little special thing going on, but I mean, your first horror movie will always kind of have that one special memory, I guess, if you're a horror fan. But yeah, I love scary movies. I don't know, like name a movie and I will give my opinion on it. I actually I just love movies in general, to be honest. I'm a big cinephile. Used to hate scary movies as a kid, but now you love them because it makes you feel better about your day. At least not dealing with a life and death situation, being chased by monsters. I kind of fall in like the phenomenon of the comforting discomfort zone. Like people that have like anxiety, they like are comforted by watching like true crime stories, like stuff about serial killers and scary movies and stuff. Kind of fall into that category. Okay. Your anniversary, your partner go see Smile? Um, forgive me, but sure you can put it in Discord. Um, I don't think I've heard anything about Smile. Okay. Well, that reaction, I'm like, need to look and see. Maybe I have seen something about it. I mean, like, I haven't even seen like any trailers or anything. Oh, you know what? I did see an advertisement for it. I don't really remember anything about it though. Bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient. I won't reading since Adam had an adverse reaction in chat. I don't know that it would be one that I would like go out of my way to watch, at least like in theaters. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at the irony of posting the YouTube trailer and then Adam being scared. I'm sorry. Just the timing of it was funny. But like if it like pops up on like Amazon or something, you know, we might watch it. It'd be like one of those scary movies. It's like, what the fuck did I just watch? Kind of situations. Not at you being scared, at the timing of it. Just the timing of the YouTube ad being posted and then immediately you talking about it being scary. Okay. I'll look at the character photo right now to make up for giggling at the timing of the chat. I think that one's pretty good too. I like the little like neon adornment in the background. It's fun. I do uncomfortable. Oh man, Nope. I haven't seen Nope yet, so no spoilers because I do want to watch it eventually. I'm just kind of like, I guess we're kind of slow on keeping up with current movie trends. We watch them when we watch them, not necessarily when they're trending. Nope is a nope. What about Old? Did you watch Old? Although I don't really know that that one is considered a horror movie. I mean, it could have just been the movie Halloween or part of its franchise. Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Okay. Um, see, the scariest Halloween. Maybe the one that came out in 2010, probably. That one's pretty scary. Because you like see more of like Michael when he's not, just being the slasher guy. See him like in like the mental institution and stuff. It's a more, I don't know, illustrated version of Michael, like backstory and stuff. We're doing hair color requests. I feel like I pick a lot of the same ones. Hmm. Ooh, what about like red with like glittery gold? Like almost when people like put like little like tinsel and extensions in their hair. It's for a guy. Oh. Um I don't know how many guys put tinsel extensions in. I mean, I could try to pick something different if it's that much of a problem. Want me to pick something more gender normative? Okay, okay, fine. Solid color. Okay, all right. If you want to be boring. Okay, how about this color blue on my palette with, yeah, just this color blue on my palette right here. I'm just making a joke. Since you're asking for stuff to be easy. Look, that's when I do most of my sketch work for my paintings is at 1 in the morning. That's why my sleep schedule gets all kinds of wrecked whenever I'm preparing new paintings. Oh yeah, the cape is like super vibrant because I added some gold into the paint when I was mixing it. Vibrant. Any movie recommendations? Well, you think that drawing stuff for my paintings is any easier than drawing anime characters? I mean, we're all drawing. I don't know. I think it's a little bit different because I mean, I put all that work into a drawing just so I can put like 100 times more work into making it into paint. Oh, I don't know which one of us got it worse. Yes. 50 layers just for hair. I mean, that sounds a little excessive. Maybe you need to rethink your process. Maybe there's a more simple way to organize your layers. This is true. You cannot control Z an oil painting. Kind of forgot about that little tidbit. Cannot undo. You gotta either figure out a way to wipe it away or wait for it to dry and do it all over again. I mean, the principle still applies though. Like, if you have too many layers to keep everything straight, then maybe you need a better organization for your layers. And honestly, I can't really say much about having crazy layers because like The other day I was getting ready to transfer these paintings over, and I forgot that I combined all of my layers to make the image smaller on the duck painting. So I made the transfer process even harder because I couldn't separate the shading from the line work anymore because I had made them all one layer. Which, like, on like a full size program, you can merge them and then unmerge them to a point. But um I work on my iPad a lot and it's not the full program, so a lot of the features are not there. Which, like, I could use my computer more and have the free full. Maybe you should listen to the older painter more often. When it comes to digital, I wouldn't trust me that much. My digital training was quite a bit lackluster. I don't really feel like I was like taught all the like proper ways to keep things. And the things that I was taught the proper way in digital, I kind of just fell back into old habits after I was done taking those classes. So, old bad habits, I should say. Like when I do work on a computer, I hardly ever label anything. I'm looking at thumbnails most of the time, and half the time I like really screw it up and I end up on like the wrong layer or something, and then have that moment, that realization of, oh no, I'm not drawing on the correct layer. You don't know for how long it's been. You're just panicking. That's one advantage that traditional has over digital, is that there's no missing layers. It just is all one surface. So, like Faye was saying, it all has its own challenges. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, luckily with my tablet, I haven't had that problem. Like, for the most part, if the tablet dies, my iPad, then like it just stops where it was. I haven't lost files on my iPad yet. Definitely. Yeah, no, I can't just do this anywhere. You decided to switch it up and go back to drawing a female. Oh, that's right. We had that conversation about how I feel like male characters are more challenging. Or no, I was the one that said that male characters are more challenging. You said that female characters are more challenging. Gonna get all mixed up. Check it out. Got like a mod wolfie cut kind of thing going on around her face. It's fun. Trendy. A friend of mine kind of wears hair sort of like that with the double half up pigtails. Well, this was before the conversation you had about people bullying you about your characters. Like a while ago. Like the bullying part of it hadn't really come up yet. But yeah, I mean that too. I'm sure Faye's just thinking. Trying to say you don't have very much patience. You were painting too. It was you weren't paying attention at the moment. Well, there's your answer. Anticipation's just killing them. Silver, white, or gray. The guy who like a silver fox. Let's go. Focus on the dress details. The reason you turned your head was because you heard me say your name. Personal summons. I mean, I just think it's cool that we're kind of like all arting together right now. Say your name, say your name. Well, I mean, no need to rub our noses in it. And don't diss yourself. I do not accept. Not here. Your art is good too. Look, speaking as somebody who spends hours and hours doing this, and when I do post it, you know, I get some likes and stuff. Like, that's most art. There are people that are way better at this than even me, and same attitude from 90% of the population. My art, it just exists, and you know, some people care, but most don't. It's not like my art existence is going to change anything real for anybody. Is it going to stop me from doing it, or is it going to stop me from caring about it? No. So, same goes for yours. Oh, we all know my stuff doesn't look pretty in the beginning either. All smudgy and me losing landmarks and getting paint covered from my fingernails up to my elbows. You cannot jump on my chair. Tries at least once every time. Purple, which scared you at first. Like, you better finish this and make it look good, or you're gonna be cursed. It's a witch after all. It was she's a regular, human witch or whatever, but she's dressed in purple. Her hair has a lot of purple tones in it. There's a picture of it in Discord, I think. I think Faye posted it in paintings. Okay. Let me finish some of these highlights real quick. I'll check it out. Hand a break. Out what's being put in the Discord. With the outfit and the hair, it almost pass for like a distant cousin of Kakashi. Kakashi sensei. Who doesn't love that guy? What? What's wrong with Kakashi sensei? He's funny. He reads trashy romance novels. Soft spot for his friends. Not to like. Is it too basic of me? Well, you know what? I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna still love Kakashi. Whatever. He's a tragic hero. Part of his mystique. And like his like charming loneliness. Look, not everybody has to like what I like, so. maybe I have a soft spot for Kakashi and his trashy romance novels because I am a lonely person that also reads trashy romance novels, so whatever. Your favorite Naruto characters looked down upon? Itachi? Well, I mean, not anymore. I feel like, it's pretty like known now that like everything he did for the betterment of his little brother. Just nobody knew that for the longest time. I think a lot of people like Itachi. Sasuke's horrible. I think that's kind of the general consensus among a lot of people now. But like his friendship with Naruto is kind of his redeeming quality, I think. If Uchiha besides Itachi equals bliss. I mean, their dad was pretty fucking toxic. Like favoring one kid over another just because of natural talent and stuff. Like that was pretty messed up. Do you think so? I was a little worried about some of the color choices, but I'm trying to go for that like, you know, really old chair kind of vibe. Like maybe at one time it would have looked like mahogany, but it's just too aged. I kind of forget a lot that Madara is an Uchiha until somebody brings it up. I'm glad it looks good because I'm like I don't know. I feel like I've been like staring at it in like parts for too long. I'm not like kind of like losing sight of the bigger picture on it. Just kind of like, do I trust my own eyes? I don't know. Okay, I think I'm safe enough to go back and paint the rest of the chair. I think it looks good enough. Like Faye's giving me the thumbs up, so I'm confident that my colors are right. What was that noise? That was weird. Noise I've never heard. Um, I just want a little bit. Maybe I can do enough. Get kind of that like old cracked leather suggestion going on. Two thumbs up. I might have to do more highlights on the seat later, but I'm gonna quit messing with it before I like overwork it. I think I need a slightly bigger brush to cover, yeah, this one. Out for it. Cover the backing of this. Great for Slayer though. My knuckles are starting to cramp up a little bit from all the little panties. I really hope that we get some good weather while Dylan's taking time off of work, because I'm gonna go and get some nature time. Especially before it's too cold to enjoy being outside. Which, like, I can stand a little bit of cold, especially now that, like, we've lived here for a while and I've got, like, you know, some insulated leggings and stuff to cover up with, but time, you know, sometimes, like, heavy clothes can be uncomfortable in their own way, aside from the temperature. Either that or that's just me being used to growing up down south and, like, being used to really light clothes for most of my life. And none of this applies to sweaters. Sweaters will always be king. Sometimes I feel like I'm like going cross-eyed whenever I'm trying to like pick a really tiny little space, not smear it, put anything around it. My eyes are too focused on that one little tiny area. You need to take a break from details on the dress, or you're switching to your. Oh, it's a second witch is your new project. Ooh, admire me for being able to focus on the chair for this long. Well, it's because like I put down all the like, you know, like outlines and like pre shadows for the like little tiny nooks and crannies. So like while it's still wet, I want to try and get as much of it done as possible. I just can't help myself. I'm a little obsessive sometimes. Either that or I'm tapping into my ADHD superpower of hyperfixation. like is usually pretty easy for me to get into with painting because like I don't know if I'm just hardwired to, feel gratified and rewarded by painting or what it is, but painting is definitely something that's super easy for me to just kind of get lost in. Yes. At times it can work in my advantage. The problem is whenever like I have paintings I need to do, but I'm fixated on a book or I'm fixated on a painting, but I'm actually supposed to go and like, I don't know, do some shipped orders so that I can, pay for something or stupid stuff like that. I don't know. Um, oh, not mean to touch that. Do I alternate between different paintings or just focus one until it's done? I usually have a couple going at the same time. I did not plan on this chair taking up the whole stream, even though it pretty much has. I had hoped that maybe I could have brought the rubber ducks over here and painted the first in the stack. I did the background for this one and the rubber duck painting on the last stream. So I was hoping that maybe I could touch both of them, but it didn't work out that way. I ended up, getting fixated on this chair since I like put wet paint on the whole thing, and then like catching up with you guys has been so much fun. So. And then I mean we had that little kind of hiccup where the stream cut out and I had to like stop for a second for that. So that cost me a little bit of time too. Sometimes it just goes like that. It really is. And like once I get this over with, like, that's one tedious part that I don't have to deal with later. Like the only thing that's going to be more tedious than this is going to be probably the snakes. Medusa's hair. Or the snakes that are Medusa's hair. However you want to look at it. which the snakes are going to be kind of like rewarding in their own way because I get to mix one of my favorite colors for that one. Like the first time I ever mixed this color, I like did like a little happy dance and was just like so ecstatic. And it's super simple. It's transparent turquoise and gold ore, and it makes this beautiful like jewel green. I'd like to be one of those painters that can focus on one painting until it's or starting. I mean, I don't know. When I was learning how to paint, like my instructors, they were like, it's advisable to like, whenever like you don't have to like paint for an assignment, to have more than one painting going. It keeps you flexible and like, you know, it helps you be like more productive too. It was the way it was explained to me. I mean, it doesn't have like a name, but yeah. The only way that I can describe it is like the jewel green that you see on like the backs of like some like insects, like beetles and stuff. Jeweled beetle green. I don't know. And I mixed a similar color for when I painted a lunar moth. That painting is way across the country in Washington with another friend of mine. I think it might actually be the first painting I ever did on stream, maybe. Or was the painting I finished right before I first started streaming? It has a name now, Beetle Green. Certainly does. Yeah, I've been trying to think of like other movie recommendations I could make, and like I'm not really good at like recommending like new stuff because like I have too many horror movies that are like comfort movies, so they're like really old and like from my childhood, and like a lot of them aren't even really that scary, at least to me. Like maybe I'm just desensitized to them, but like to me, a lot of them aren't even that scary. Oh, you have my other friend who's watching on her TV. We're all kind of arting together because she's doing a little coloring book session. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, my stream is responsible for so much art right now, but like at the same time, I'm like, oh my gosh. Recently watched new horror movies because your anniversary, but rewatch movies over and over again. Same. I also like, okay, so I have a lot more like time to myself, and Sanzo works long hours. So a lot of times I don't want to watch anything new without like the chance to watch it with him. So I'll like rewatch a lot of the same stuff. That way we don't miss out on watching something um together the first time. On haunted the haunting of Hell House TV show. It was a TV show? What? I motivate you to paint on Sundays, and you're most lazy on Sundays. Like I really can't just like help but think to myself like, oh my gosh, I'm somebody else's Amanda Ruth. Like, because that's what like Amanda Ruth was for me when I first like started playing around on Twitch, like just as a spectator. And her stream like motivated me to start painting more. And Santo motivated me to put it on the stream. So it was just like, I don't know. I'll pat myself on the back a little bit. I don't know. Definitely wouldn't have seen myself doing this on stream like 2 years ago. Which isn't how long like I've been like actively streaming, but like that's kind of when it all started, I guess. In its infancy. Which I mean, I think this is still in its infancy. And comparing my channel to Amanda Ruth's channel is like comparing, I don't know, a droplet to a waterfall. Like, which she does paint a lot of waterfalls, but yeah. Do TV show up real quick? Give me more I know, yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm glad. I keep hearing, oh my god. I kept hearing weird noises and I didn't realize what it was, and then now I know it's the printer. Apparently Santo's printing something from the next room. but like I'm the one that has the printer, so it all prints here. I just didn't expect it. Waterfalls need droplets to be waterfalls. Like I haven't like caught her stream in a while because she's on the West Coast. So like I used to watch her stream all the time when we were both on the West Coast. But now our time zones are totally different, so like, I almost never catch her streams. But I do go and like check out her Discord and like look at her paintings and stuff. So it's on Netflix. Haunting of Hill House. Oh, no. Okay. I know what you're talking about. I think whenever I was talking about the Haunting of House on the Hill being the first scary movie I watched, I think you were thinking that I was talking about The Haunting, which came out around the same time and was based on the story Haunting of Hill House, which they did the remake, and that was the TV show that's on Netflix. I do know that show. Yes, it is really good. I almost bought the book so that I could read the book because that show was such a well-made remake. Like if I'm being honest, it's actually better than the older movie from like when I was a kid. I don't know if it was early 2000s or late 90s, but the bad CGI of the mansion coming alive and stuff. No. Okay, so House on Haunted Hill is actually a movie about a insane asylum that kind of has like a sentient evil living in it. And it like takes revenge on anybody that steps foot in it. And that one, there was like a really old black and white version that the one that I'm talking about was a remake of. It was like, I don't know, from like the 50s or 60s maybe. Like the actress from Final Destination, she's in that one. The house on the lady that plays the mom in Hemlock Grove. And the sequel to that movie is atrocious. definitely good. The older movie never really made a lot of sense to me. Like, how was Eleanor supposed to be part of the house's story when like all the like terrible events that made the house what it was happened like so many years ago? But the show kind of definitely made it much better. I don't know how like in keeping to the original story it is, but because in the end I never did go and get the book and read it. But yeah. Okay. I'm tempted to keep going on the chair, but I'm like really tired and my back's kind of cramping it from leaning. Read the book, the movie is more accurate. The TV show is inspired by the book. Oh, okay. Hmm. Interesting. Let's see. I want to keep going with the chair. Sit here and puzzle about it, or I could just work until I decide. Hey, 40-year-old painter? Mo? Hi! Long time no see. I hope you're doing okay. Been trucking away on this commission. I'm so glad I decided to like hang around and decide if I wanted to finish this chair before ending, that I could catch up with you for a bit. I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. Well, I was trying to get some remote jobs, but all the applications I put out got rejected. So I'm trying to figure out a new plan. I'm really excited about this commission. It's kind of the cool thing that I have going for me right now. TV show on Netflix is really good. Was Marianne. Really? I thought about watching that one, but I don't know. Never actually grabbed me enough to actually click play. But yeah, let's see. I've been like streaming really consistently. Like definitely helped me get a lot of stuff done on my paintings. And I mean, it sparked this commission. Like this commission wouldn't be happening without showing up for these streams. It was one of my followers that asked for this. You had your doubts about it too, about Marianne. That's the one that's like a an author or something, and she's like writing a book, and then like the stuff in her book starts coming true, right? I'm thinking of the right description. I mean, it's whatever. A couple of them were like kind of long shots. Like on paper, I kind of had like the qualifications, but like at the same time, like in my letter to the employer, I was like, I probably told the truth a little bit too much about myself, maybe. I thought I might like actually have a chance with a clinical diagnostics company where like you like basically like process people's like results and deliver them electronically. Um, but that didn't happen either. Yeah, I'm trying to find something remote just because I need something like more consistent with like, you know, being attached to Dylan in the military service. You know, I wouldn't have to like either quit or put in for transfers. I could just take my job with me. So, but my mom, she finally moved into a position with her company where she's now working remote and she's got like some connections now. So I'm actually going to see if maybe like her company has some openings that I could do remotely. So I might still, you know, like work out in the end. And so I am thinking about the right show. Okay. But and I'm also kind of like taking some like steps forward. No worries, I still got it. But I'm actually getting like some like free technical certifications. Cause like there's like a bunch of like IT certifications that you can just get for free just for doing the courses. So I've been looking into those and I started those. So like on non-stream days, I spend like a few hours working on those courses. And then I still try and get some painting done. And you know, if it happens to be like an open enough day, we'll go out and do some shipped orders, make some money. I mean, it's getting pretty cold here, which I mean, you're even further north than we are, so I bet you're no stranger to the things getting colder. Definitely. So I mean, I might end up, you know, going so far as to, you know, being some sort of like online IT tech or something. And if nothing else, then I just have stuff that I can pad my resume with. Will maybe help me get one of the remote jobs that I was already trying to get anyway. Oh, you got your first snowfall. It's chilly where you are now. I think it's gonna be like another month or so before we get snow here. At least. Like we're still, you know, kind of hovering around like the 50s here. So it's a little chilly, but not nearly what Canada's got. Not even close. Ready to go eat dinner. Thanks for the stream. Aw, I was happy that you're here. You have a good night, and I hope your dinner's good. Since you're just like just now stopping by, Mo, the Faye, she is another painter, another oil painter. I don't get to meet very many on Twitch, but another oil painter. She doesn't stream. She's not really ready for that, but her words, not mine. I think she could totally do it, but she's really good. Like I looked at her Instagram and stuff. She has like the exact same handle on Instagram and everything. Um, her paintings are really, really good too. She's been coming out and hanging with the stream and kind of using us as like motivation to get back on her paintings on Sundays. So we're all kind of hanging out, arting together. I've been keeping up with your stuff on Instagram too. Seen like you've like gone out and like sat in the park and like, you know, done some little naturey scenes and stuff. Looked really nice. I think I might actually end up getting paint on most of this chair, except for the little bronze buttons. I'm trying to get out more. Little watercolor kit works great for that. I know. Your little mini kit. I have one similar. I used to whenever I used to work in a gift shop in South Carolina, I would bring it with me and like when it would get really slow and we would have like no customers and I'd already like dusted as much of the merchandise as I could get to and stuff, like there would be nothing to do. So I would break out my little mini sketch pad or little mini watercolor pad, whatever you want to call it, and I would use a little Winsor Newton mini kit like that. Have I ever tried outdoor painting? No, I haven't. Just because like I'm just really comfy in my own space and like hanging out with my dogs and stuff. But I mean, maybe like someday in the future, like if we ever like, you know, find a place where we can settle down, I'll probably like go out and explore like the property that we end up staying on, like painting out there. What's up, Gibby? I'm seeing so many people here today. Everybody's saying hi. Getting to catch up with so many people. I love it. Yeah, like that's the main thing. Like I get like kind of nervous out in the open, and like we're always moving somewhere new. So like by the time I finally like get comfortable in an area, we have to like pack up and move. So like I like finally figure out like, you know, the places around that I feel like safe and comfortable in, and then like there's no point because by the time I can finish a painting, we might be like moving. Also, like I'm a slow painter, and like painting nature means that you got to paint fast enough to keep up with the sunlight, and I am not one of those people. What am I painting tonight? Okay, so this is a commission. It's a female Dracula dressed like Bella Lugosi with a significant other that is Lady Medusa. It's a commission for one of my followers on here, Flirty Mango. Getting married next October, and they're having a Halloween wedding, and it's all costumed. And I think maybe that these two characters are to represent her and her soon to be wife. I'm not totally sure, but I think that's the idea here. Thank you. I think it's really cute, and like if that's the idea behind her request, I think it's like super romantic and adorable. So I'm happy to do this. Yeah. I mean, it's really like the best thing about getting to do a commission. Like super fun and quirky, and it's like gonna be like something incredibly personal for the person it's gonna go to. So it'll definitely make up for, you know, in the event that I get a commission request that's for something that I wouldn't really want to paint, but like it being a commission, it has its own like incentive. Okay, Rox, I know it's your dinner time. You just gotta like stick it out with me a little bit longer. You don't have much longer to wait. How long do I find it takes me to complete a piece of this size? Um, well, with me streaming 3 days a week, and then I usually get in like 2 painting days that are non-stream days. So I basically paint um 5 days a week, varying amounts of painting on the non-stream days. oh, like probably an average of like 5 hours on a non-stream day. So go ahead and just say an even 14 hours a week, um, about a month, like 14 hours a week. Let's see, that's 14 times 4, so that's 56 hours about. So just over like a 40-hour work week. Well, I mean, I guess like a work week and a half if we're going like full-time hours. I can't believe I just did all that math in my head and it actually sounded correct. I'm usually not that good at math. I guess like my painting brain is making everything work correctly. Whenever I'm painting, everything just makes sense like that. You're a very slow painter. You have pieces that are years old. Oddly, never tried oil, but it a better medium for your style. Maybe. I mean, for somebody that works slow, like oil paint, it stays workable for a very long time. Like whatever you work on in one sitting, it's gonna be workable or like wet or whatever for that entire session, unless you use a drying medium or something. And for like larger pieces, you can always add in a slowing medium or whatever, and it'll like stay workable for even longer. But I mean, I have pieces that I've like abandoned for years at a time and then gone back and finished. So, I mean, having a significant amount of time that a piece has been unfinished, that is totally normal for any other artist. Like, definitely an artist thing to have ongoing work and projects that last years times. But I would totally encourage you to give oils a try. I can recommend books for you to get, mediums and brands, whatever you want to have. It would be a challenge not to touch the areas that are still wet. Just become a non-issue with time. Yeah, you kind of learn your lesson like after you've like worked really hard to get something to look right, and then you like accidentally rest your hand on that spot, or you move your painting to an easier angle or something, and you bump into that spot, and you're just like, you know that moment of, oh no. Rock, I'm gonna feed you. If you can just understand that there's a very little amount of paint left to put on here, at least for this sitting. My dog is complaining that it is 19 minutes past her dinner time. No, Roxy. Gotta wait a little bit longer, please. Oh, you sound so pathetic. I'm gonna make everybody in chat think I'm just a horrible dog mom. You whine like that. Grabbed a few colors here and there on sale. I have all the split print good pointers to give. You can't. Oh, I guess I have my mic set to where you can't hear. It sounds really pathetic though. But let's see. Okay, so for like your solvent to clean your brushes and stuff, like a lot of beginners will use the solvent as something to like thin their paint to work on like their underpainting. I would say like don't even go there unless you're gonna like go like the one route that I see some people do. They'll use a really thinned bit of paint to do their underpainting, and then they'll take like a cleaning cloth and they'll get some solvent on that and they'll wipe away part of their underpainting so that they like see where their highlights are going to be in their underpainting. I don't do that. I get my sketch down and then I get some drying medium, which is called Liquin, and I get a nice like warm earth tone, and I just do a whole layer of that one color. So it preserves my sketch and it gets rid of the harsh white of the canvas. Because it's a lot harder to like create and mix your colors in your painting when you're like competing with the harsh white of the canvas or whatever surface you're gonna work on. And then like your surface even, that's another like kind of basic thing to think about. Most people start out on store-bought canvases. And like it all depends on like what you're looking for. I mean, starting out on a store-bought canvas is totally fine. But if you find that like you're not able to get things as detailed as you want or as sharp as you were looking for or imagined, then maybe look for a harder surface. Like canvas board is a good like economical option for that. This in fact is actually canvas board. My only complaint with it is that sometimes with like really detailed areas or somewhere that I need like a really smooth blend, I kind of have to compete with the texture of the canvas board. Which I always add an extra layer of gesso to kind of soften that a little bit. You can never like fully get rid of it unless you do like 3 coats of gesso, and I just am too impatient for that. Painting videos. Painting videos are gonna be like your best tool for like really like getting like a hands-on grasp without like wasting a bunch of your paint. And learning your neutrals, like your color temperatures, that kind of stuff. Like your warm neutrals, your cool neutrals, that kind of thing. A lot of people will tell you not to use black right out of the tube. I don't really follow that rule. I actually use a lot of black early on in my paintings. It doesn't really seem like it holds me back that much. It did early on. So maybe like until you've got like a few paintings under your belt, try to avoid using black right out of the tube. Solvents to clean your brushes, like mineral spirits, it is endlessly usable. Like you never have to throw away solvent. Just pour it into a jar, your pigments settle at the bottom, and then you can pour off completely usable solvent. iPad died, so let me get my phone to where I can see chat. Because I didn't think that I would be hanging around a little bit extra. like, there we go. And then there are even like books you can get for color mixing recipes. But for just a beginner, hold on. Let me grab one of the books off my shelf. If like looking at a book is something that helps you, this is a good book to get. Dynamic Color Painting for the Beginner by Diane Edison. It's a good book to get if you really, you know, want to get deep into oil painting. But like before that, you know, to like help you decide, definitely videos. I mean, even just watching Bob Ross. Bob Ross, like, he talks about the colors he uses, and like he talks about brush techniques and stuff. Please. So definitely like even just something like that, good for like learning color mixing and stuff. He uses a lot of the same colors, like he can get pretty repetitive. But that's because he like stays to like a pretty basic palette because he's always painting something in nature, and the like color palette of nature is very like predictable. I'm not always painting something that exists in nature, so I have a wide array of colors in my collection. And a lot of it is just like shortcuts so that I don't have to spend as much time mixing other colors. And a little bit of oil paint goes a long way. So like a tube of oil paint is expensive, but like you might buy that tube of paint like, well, depending on how thick you want to paint, but you might end up buying or I buy some tubes of paint maybe once a year, once every 3 years. But I paint super thin. Learned that mixing on the canvas gives the dynamic color subtle tone. Yes, definitely. A lot of mixing on your painting surface. Like I'll make a color on my palette and I will literally just smush that same color right into the color I was painting with before. And when they get together, magic happens. Like I'm putting this base layer down on this wooden chair, and then I'm gonna go over it again with a slightly more like yellowy green color, and then I'm gonna go over that again with another version of that color, but with a little bit of white mixed in it. And in the leather portion, or like the seat in the back, there's even another layer that has some red in it. Kind of like give it like a warmer, more like supple feeling than the colder colors, the wood chair. So yeah, it's the same between acrylics and oils to be mixing on the painting surface. And like another like good like oil painting learning trick is to do what's called a master copy. Like pick an existing work from like art history and you make your own copy of it, basically. And it teaches you the technique of like an old master. Learning by doing. Awesome. I'll look out for it like on Instagram or Discord or, wherever I see you posting stuff. I'll look out for it. That is if you, wanted to put it out there or not. Either way. I think it's cool you're going to try it. Oh, I was saying earlier that like I don't really use solvent as like a thinner. For like the last year, I switched to using refined linseed oil as my thinner. It keeps the paint wet for longer, but also it makes the paint blend better. Like, okay, solvent, it like breaks down the binders in the paint, right? And that's what makes it like thin and watery. Well, linseed oil, it thins it out without breaking down the paint. So they like meld together in like a creamier, more seamless way. Like the paint is, I don't know, it just behaves better. I don't really know how to describe it in technical terms, but like the colors like each other better when they're thinned out with linseed oil versus. 100 of the best works in art history with. You find it. That sounds like me before I like organized all of my books better. It used to be a madhouse where I just had all of my like fun reading books, like fiction and nonfiction, and then art books all mixed together, and there was no system. Correct. Yes. And like really you don't even need to go so far as to have Gamsol. Like that one I have it just because I use it whenever I varnish a painting to keep the varnish from staying in my brushes, because regular um Turpenoid will not properly clean varnish out of a brush. Um because that's how you finish an oil painting, is you seal it with a varnish or Gamvar. Um but like Gamsol is like the further, even more refined, pure version of like Turpenoid. Like it's all the same stuff, just one is more expensive and refined than the other. Um Yeah. But yeah, definitely when it comes to the actual paint that you're gonna put on your painting, definitely use an oil to thin out your paints rather than solvent. Like your colors will just come out nicer and like more saturated and like pigmented. Colors will mix with each other better. Um, the longevity of your painting will be better. And like so there's different kinds of oils. There's linseed, walnut, and poppy seed oil, and they all have different dry times. Linseed oil is the fastest drying of the three. Still dries really slow because it's still oil. Um, and then there's walnut oil, which I mean, we all know how expensive a walnut is. You can only imagine how expensive walnut oil is. Then after that is poppy seed oil, which is even more expensive and the slowest drying. And that is for like really big paintings that are going to be really, really detailed and take, days and days and days and months to finish. That's like working on it every single day kind of amount of time it takes. Like, not even I have ever done anything that required more than linseed oil. I'm sorry if I'm rambling too much. It's one of those things that I can just go on and on and on about. Getting so close to the finish line. At least this session. Just wanted to get the chair all on the same, like, I just wanted to get everything on the chair consistent, except for the buttons, the like furniture tacks. Definitely gonna wait until all of this dries and then add the grass buttons or furniture tacks or whatever you want to call them. I don't really know the name for them. I've forgotten about you, baby. Almost done. No, I keep telling you that. Keep doing the 5 more minutes, 5 minutes ago. The last color. Okay. Wait, nope. Bottom portion. Okay. That's it for tonight. Oh man, my knuckles are so cramped up. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Whew. A 4.5 hour stream, I think. No, just almost 4 hours. The longest I've gone so far is 5. Alrighty. So quick little goodbye. I don't know. Another really productive stream. I mean, this commission, it is zooming by so far. So I'm really excited that this is going so well, and like I haven't like had like a hiccup or like painted something on it and like, oh my god, it's horrible. Haven't had that happen yet, so I hope it keeps going this well. Ooh, I found out that I'm getting a second monitor soon, so like doing shout outs on Discord and like raids and stuff are gonna be a thing once I have a second monitor, so that's exciting. Because then like I can, switch over to my computer and, like be on like a chatting screen, and I can still like work everything and get like raids and stuff going without like, not being able to see what's, happening with the stream and everything. So super excited. But yeah, let's see, I'm gonna be live again on Tuesday, and probably start with the rubber ducks instead of the commission. That way, they both get an even amount of attention across my 3 different stream days every week until they're both finished. Because yeah, I don't want to obsess on one and then like they get ahead of one another. Even though this one is a commission, I wanna keep it good and even, like a good steady pace. So, and I mean, the stream is tremendous help for everything that happens right here at this desk. So thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me. I had a great night with everybody, catching up with people I hadn't like seen in a little while, and like, staying caught up with people that hang out with me all the time. So thank you so much. This was a great stream. So